So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Action Comics number 64, published in September 1943 with story by Dan Cameron and Ed Dobrodka. In this issue, Superman meets a new and clever adversary in the Terrible Toyman. It's a nice cover. Children aren't the only ones who find fascination in toys. Here's the story of a wily old man who has devoted his life to the most intricate and amazing toys you've ever seen, and has learned so well to make them do his bidding that he becomes a national menace. Superman, whose matchless strength and skill have vanquished the mightiest criminals and the most tremendous obstacles imaginable, has never had a stranger adventure than this in which he comes to grips with the terrible Toyman. So Lois and Clark are walking through a park when all of a sudden a small version of Superman goes running past. Got him. That's one time I didn't let Superman get ahead of me. I never saw you move so fast. So out comes the Toyman. Thank you indeed, sir. I must have wound it too tight. No problem at all. What lovely toys. Don't tell me you make them yourself. Yes, it's my hobby. Making them amuses me, and when they are finished, they amuse the children. Look at the doggy jump. I think they're simply wonderful. I'm Lois Lane of the Daily Planet. I wish you'd give me your name and address so I could visit you and write a feature article. I'm known as the Toyman, and this is my little shop. You can have the doggy Celia, and the acrobats are for Fatso, who ought to exercise more. So Clark and Lois wander off, and the Toyman goes in, and in his thoughts is thinking about how he's now changing his career from a friendly Toyman to a criminal. Riches and power shall be mine because of my ingenious toys. Then it will be my turn to laugh at the world. Ha ha ha! That's funny, Clark. Have you heard anything about a parade scheduled for today? Parade? No, what's that? So she got a letter from the Toyman. Dear Miss Lane, I'm sure you will get a good story for your paper if you follow the parade at High Street at noon today, the Toyman. So they go out there and see a parade of small toy marching band. Well, I'll be jiggered. Where'd they come from? They haven't got a parade permit, but I'd look silly handing out a summons to a toy general. Buy me them, Pop, will you? So they go marching along right into a bank. I've seen the cadets march at West Point, and they aren't a bit better. So that's it, a publicity stunt for the bank. This is the button that halts them and gives them the firing signal. So the soldiers, the toy soldiers, fire a gas that starts knocking everyone out. Now for the greenbacks. Meanwhile, Clark and Lois are walking past and see what's going on inside or hear the commotion, and Clark wanders off and changes into Superman. Superman, gee, he ain't afraid of gas or nothing. Have to get the people out in a hurry. The gas may be deadly. So he goes in there and spots the Toyman and believes he has succumbed to his own gas. The capsules in my nostrils kept the gas from bothering me, but I'd better be on my way before Superman discovers the stuff isn't deadly, but only puts people to sleep. So he runs out of the bank after stealing the money and gets on a pogo stick, which just leaps into the air as the fugitive reaches the limits of his prodigious leap. Now for a perfect one-point landing. Oh, Metropolis, yes. All America will know the name of the Toyman within the next few hours, and soon they will know it even better. So there is a newspaper headline, Toyman loots bank aided by Toy Army. Superman saves victims from gas as the robber flees on pogo stick. And Lois gets another letter. Dear Miss Lane, thanks for the... Oh, it's hard for me to read. Thanks for the publicity. Be sure not to miss any fires today, because one of them will produce big headlines. Ever your grateful friend, the Toyman. So there is a doorman out there, and suddenly a small fire truck goes rushing towards an apartment building and explodes and starts a fire. Clear the way, and the Toyman shows up in another tiny fire engine. Shame on you, trying to stop a man who wants to do some rescue work. You won't get very far with that ladder. Ha ha! My leaping ladder fooled you, didn't it? And he goes flying up into the air. As I thought it would, the fire has caused Mr. Potherington Blythe to flee his palatial penthouse. leaving his precious collection of pearls unguarded. So he robs the place as Superman shows up and rescues the people. The world will gasp at my ingenuity and daring. He leaps out the window and lands on a trampoline, or as he calls it, a life net, and then drives off. Everyone is out of the building, no thanks to the Toyman. Since he got away, I'll make a getaway of my own and arrange an alibi to face Lois Lane with. Where were you, Clark Kent? You are always deserting me when there's work to be done. Consider yourself scooped for a change, young lady. Take it easy, Lois. Clark deserted you to get the story written in time for the home edition, and so it's so good I'm giving him a front-page byline. Having outwitted Superman and the police twice, I shall now issue a direct challenge. So he writes another letter to Miss Lane. So Clark Kent beat you to our last story. There's a chance to get even at 3 a.m. today, 3 p.m. An armored truck carrying $500,000 in cash will start across East Bridge and never reach the other side. Regards, the Toyman. So Lois does tell the police, and so they are all prepared. Meanwhile, she goes out there in a canoe to catch the scoop. How do you feel, Joe? A little nervous? Nah, what could happen with the whole army on guard? But a tiny truck goes rushing past them, and Superman comes down and grabs it as they are trying to shoot it. And they determined that it was loaded with TNT, so it was better that they didn't shoot it. You'd think it would blow him to pieces. Oh, because he grabs it and squeezes it. Wouldn't you? But they say not even our biggest shells can hurt Superman. But another small truck goes by, and it is successful. Great Scott, the Toyman has done it again. Those men will be killed if they hit the water from that height. So he goes and saves them all as the truck falls into the water. Good gravy, Joe. He's stretching them hunks of steel like they was rubber. Somehow all I can think of is that he saved our lives. After all, I was sure we were goners. So he dives into the water where some henchmen of the Toymen are prepared to get the money out of the truck, but Superman takes care of them. Sunken treasure and all, and these three crooks, whoever they are sunk also. The money should be as good as ever. The trucks need minor repairs, and these three diving suits will come in handy for the Navy after you've sent what's inside them to prison. Superman, I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, and I'm still not sure it isn't a dream. Meanwhile, Lois just falls out of her canoe, foiled by Superman, but I'll take care of him, eh? If it isn't the charming Miss Lane, and she has seen both me and the secret water entrance to my workshop. A small-scale battleship and the Toyman, so he grabs her up and ties her up. It grieves me to end your brilliant career, but as you can see, I have no choice. However, I shall make your death as pleasant and painless as possible. All my little girls like to play with dolls, and these are the most lifelike dolls ever made. They walk, they talk, and as you shall see, they are affectionate, thanks to my perfected radio controls. The only unpleasant thing about them is that their fingers are sharpened to needle points and dipped in poison. The effect is swift once your skin is pierced. You monster! Superman, where are you? Why don't you save me? Superman, my dear, is finished. He spoiled my cleverest crime, and so I have declared war on him. Henceforth, I, the Toyman, will be the only Superman in America. So, Superman is out scouring the town for the Toyman. Ultra-short waves coming from the direction of the Toyman shop. And he's left that place. Empty, but the radio impulses are coming from below, and there she is. He spots Lois. Nobody invites me, but then the host rarely does in cases like this. Superman, thank goodness you're in time. Be careful, you're breaking my beautiful dolls. You have your idea of fun, and this is mine. Oh, what will I do now? You've ruined everything, all my dreams, my sensational plans. I'm sure the warden at State Prison will appreciate your peculiar talents, Toyman. I'll stay there just long enough to think of a plan to destroy you, and then I'll be back. How the world will laugh when Superman is defeated by a toy. Minutes later, Clark, get me out of these ropes. Superman left me this way, and everybody seems to think it's funny. It makes me so mad. I don't blame you for being mad. I'll untie you in a jiffy. Just as soon as I finish writing the big story Superman gave me about the end of the Toyman. Why, I'll fix you. Wait and see if I don't. So the Toyman will return.